guys, and welcome back to Raz Gains. And today we're going to be talking about something different that not a lot of people really tend to talk about on social media. Doesn't really have its own theme. I'm probably not the first guy to talk about it, but I hope I won't be the last because it's something I think every young man needs to listen to. Also, I've got a new mic, so this should help with the audio quality. So going straight into it, I think in your fitness journey, you should have a bit of a balance, like this ball. So this is not a softball, this is quite a heavy ball actually. It's used for lacrosse. No, not lacrosse. Something to do with like massaging your back. It's really hard. Right, I've got another phone here, look. It's a hard ball. Just checking if the mic works. If I just hold on to this ball, I'm not really doing anything with it. It's just in my grasp. I can move it around. I can keep it in my pocket. But I'm not letting it go. And that's the thing. Just like how I'm playing around with this, there needs to be an element. I'll stop doing that. There needs to be an element of freedom in how you execute things. Now, I might sound different 20 years later, or I might sound the same, but the one thing I always believe in my life is you need balance. So when it comes to the lifting, the eating, the dieting, the social activities, the hobbies, the relationships, the non-sexual relationships, they all play a part into making you who you are and making you a better human being. The reason why I bring this up is because I'm seeing so many people on Instagram and TikTok just obsessed with the gym, like it's becoming their humor, it's becoming their diet, it's becoming their lifestyle. And as much as I think, it's great to a certain extent, it can become too addictive. And how do you measure this? Well, I'm only checking because the battery might run out. You can measure this by seeing, how do you make jokes? Is it just gym related? Are you actually excited to see your friends, or are you just passing time until it's the next gym session? Like, I know this sounds crazy, but I think it is so true to some extent with a lot of people. When you're eating, are you actually enjoying eating, or are you just eating to get lean and shredded? Are you not eating at social gatherings? And also, do you give yourself enough rest if you're lifting heavy? Or are you just destroying your body constantly? Because if you don't rest, there's two things I want to talk about there. So with resting, if you don't rest enough and you're lifting heavy all the time, so let's say you do the bench press, legs, back, shoulders, and you're doing them like back to back, and you've got 2 days rest, fair enough. But if you're doing them without a rest day or just one rest day, let's say Sunday, you're destroying your body to the point where it doesn't have enough time to recover and recuperate the protein and the energy that you're putting into your body. Depending on if you're maxing out on every single one of those. Now, let's say you're doing, 50% of your 1 rep max. So let's say you had 220 plates as your max. Now you're doing 10 plates, and you have a week where you just go a bit lighter. That might be fine because you're still putting yourself through mechanical tension, stress. You're still working out, you're still moving, but the muscle growth is not being, triggered as much. And that's absolutely fine. Because if you don't rest, it's just like, how would I explain it? It's like if you fill my bowl up with cereal and I'm about to finish the cereal, the milk's still in there, but then you're putting more cereal in. The milk is eventually going to deplete because it's been absorbed by the cereal, and I'm slurping it while I'm drinking it as well. So then eventually the milk is going to go away. I'm just going to have cereal. Imagine that milk represents your gains and the cereal representing you working out and everything else. Your gains just become smaller and smaller and smaller. And so then your strength will take an impact, your mental health will take an impact. So will how you digest food, because you're going to need more nutrition from leafy vegetables, fruits, and you're going to have to be drinking plenty of water on top of what you're already drinking. And it's just absolutely crazy. So, yeah, I would say take a step back. Maybe even take a week off sometimes. From time to time, like every 8-9 weeks. That's what I do. Just take a week off and, you just feel refreshed. What was my second point? Yeah, with the rest and the socializing. Oh man, I'm a bit scrambled. I'll probably come back to that point. But my main thing was the rest. Yeah. So going back to a balance, it's important that you have different types of humor. You're talking to people. You're trying to make your own jokes with people, testing the waters, obviously, make sure it's not, racist or sexist or anything like that. Depending on who you're close with, maybe it might be like that, just like light fun, but as long as there's no malicious intent. And also taking a break to do deep tissue massages or just general massages. And just playing around. This is one thing I wanted to mention as well. I've noticed this in myself. This might be a personal anecdote, but please confirm if you felt this. I would go to the gym, do my bits. I'd go every day, but not every day would be a heavy day. So let's say I did back, chest, and arms for 3 days. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Tuesday, I might do boxercise class. Or sorry, that might be on Monday. Yeah, I might do a boxercise class where it's just cardio. And then Thursday, I'll just teach a class with my close mates, which we might also do boxercise or like ab workouts or something. So it's not lifting all the time, but it is generally just staying active. And I've tried this where I've been to the gym 5 days a week or 4 days a week, even. Let's stick to 4. And the next day, I know I've got nothing planned. Like, this is me, like, I'm just going to go work, and I've got nothing, like, absolutely nothing. And my body's just like, I need to do something. And I think at that point, I caught on to the fact that the amount of, was it serotonin? Yeah, or dopamine. Serotonin. The amount of the chemical which helps you with your stress and when you work out. Because I felt that at such a high peak, and that was my standard, when I didn't hit that anymore, and I was doing absolutely nothing, my brain was starting to feel like it wasn't getting enough. Even though I was resting, and I told myself I'm going to rest. Luckily, I'm very strong-willed, and if I feel something going on in my brain, I will try to do something. Even if it's just a stretch or like play some video games, something to just help it relax. And I say my brain because it is the motherboard of everything. The CPU's in there, and it controls a lot of things, and you need to take care of it. So yeah, I'll read a book or play some video games. And I don't think people talk about this enough. Like, are people actively resting? Are people having other hobbies? Are you trying to feed your mind in another way? Because if your mind has just been fed, oh, I'm going to lift heavy and this is how I get happy. On those days you don't lift, or if an injury occurs or you need to go away for a holiday, it is going to impact you in a way which you don't want to. And so this comes back to the whole thing about balance. Make sure you're doing other stuff in your life. Depending on what country you're from or what region you're in, it might be a bit more different. If you're in America and you're at that 80-hour grind, upskill yourself and get a better job. I don't know. I'm trying to get a better job as well. I'm upskilling my skills and everything. If you're in the UK, 40 to maybe 50 hours a week work life. So still got loads of time to do your own stuff in the evenings, depending if you have to travel or not. But there's loads of stuff you can do, like reading. I don't really want to endorse video games at this point in my life too much, because some of you might just play for hours on end. I know I just play for maybe 40 minutes to an hour tops, and I'm playing with friends as well that I talk to, or I'll play a single player game where I can just zone out. So yeah, maybe video games if you're strict enough to yourself. Learn to cook. I mean, I really think cooking does help a lot. Like, you're just so in there and you're like, oh, I don't want to mess up and I want it to taste good. And I'm not the best chef in the world. I've got friends who can cook better than me. But it's just about just getting stuck in and just doing something. And then also taking up sports. If you're gonna say you're into fitness, if you say you're going to the gym, do other stuff as well. So as I mentioned, I'm doing boxercise. So that's just basically HIIT with pad work. So one half would be HIIT, one half would be pad work. Which, by the way, I can instruct. If any of you want to experience what it's like, or check out Islington Boxing Gym, and they do it there as well. I do boxing as well. I've taken up Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I don't do this all in one day. This is like, I'll pick certain days of the week where I have time, as well as doing other stuff. So don't think you have to just cram this all in. It takes time, and you try to make it work with you. And also, I'll try to run from time to time as well. I haven't been doing a lot of that recently because it's freaking freezing out there. But then I do value like talking to my friends as well. One of my friends I'll talk to about stocks and girls. Other friends I'll talk about investments or some of the boring stuff, because we're at that age now. I'm almost 30. But sometimes I will talk about what I've done for the week and ask them what they've done for the week. And I think it's a bit different for guys because we like to just stay in our own lane, respectfully, of course. But I think it's also okay to just take up something new once in a while and just get interested. Of course, this is a luxury. In other countries, you might not be able to do this, depending on if you can make money, if you need to survive. So I understand that I'm coming from a place where God has given me this ability to speak this out. Battery, yeah. But if you have the luxury to have time to yourself and you find yourself doing nothing, read a book. Force yourself to do something other than just be on social media or the internet. I mean, don't get me wrong, I go on YouTube as well to research a lot of things. I think YouTube is actually a great platform for finding information. I can be stuck on here for hours and then just like, oh my god, so this is about diet, nutrition, muscle building, socialize, this and that. Oh, but then you have to take a break from that as well, because it's kind of like school. If you don't stop yourself from just taking information, at a certain point your brain's just going to be numb to everything. So be careful about that as well, guys. What else can I suggest? Just go for a walk. As simple as it sounds, just go for a walk. It's good to see people's faces, see what's out there. Just get yourself immersed into the world that you're living in. Also, don't put in headphones. Take the music out. Just really be in the moment. I think music can help for some if you're introverted, but for others, I wouldn't suggest it. Your brain needs to know what it's reacting to, what alerts are coming up. So let's say you're crossing the road and your brain needs to know, okay, the cars have stopped, red light, boom. For them, green light, I go. Or if you're walking past someone and someone looks at you, you smile, or you have that natural smile. I don't know, you build it up. Or, you look at a shop window and you're like, oh, okay, like, do I want this or do I want this? This seems interesting to me, or I don't like this. And it's okay not to like things as well. It's absolutely fine. What else? It just all goes back into the balance. Like, to be a well put person that enjoys fitness, you need to like fitness amongst other things, if that makes sense. Like, you don't want to be a master of one and then that's it. As you grow older, as you want to progress in life, as you want to be better at things, you need to accept the reality that you're going to be busy doing stuff all the time. All the time. And it's not even about, it's such a dreadful thing, and I'm busy and this. No, like, be busy with everything. I'm not saying just be busy with work and hobbies. Like, speak to family, speak to friends, like, speak to yourself sometimes. And, just ask yourself, are you happy? Are you not? Is this where you want to go? And back to going to the point of YouTube, this is why I think YouTube is such a great platform for information, because I can't be saying this on TikTok or Instagram, because after two minutes swipe up, that's it. Their attention span is like gone, like a squirrel. Whereas I know people on YouTube, otherwise I know, sorry, that's my phone. Otherwise I know people on YouTube are actually trying to gain something out of the information rather than just getting that dopamine hit. Like, I use Instagram and TikTok to post stuff about my fitness journey and my brand, about being natural, about cooking, about being healthy, about exercising, because it's supposed to be like a whole bundle of things. You don't just take the gym and that's it. Because if you just have that, and you don't have anything to catch that, then you've got nothing there. That was a bad analogy, I'm so sorry. But yeah, I hope that made sense.